Isekai.
Rebirth of the Malicious Empress of Military Lineage. Chapter 171, Confronting on the Bed. Zi Jingxing, Shen Miao and Zi Jingxing turned around quickly and saw someone staggering out from the underbrush. When the person came nearer, Shen Miao's entire body stiffened and unconsciously looked over at Zi Jingxing's expression. However, due to Zi Jingxing's mask, one was unable to see anything. That person was Princess Rongzin. Princess Rongzin originally wanted to take a shortcut through the smaller routes, but just at this time she saw Shen Miao being pulled by an unfamiliar man. Princess Rongxing quickly instructed the palace maid to wait outside as she followed up. If others saw that Shen Miao was together with another unfamiliar man, it would only invite rumors. Princess Rongzin trusted Shen Miao's character, but just now she saw that Shen Miao seemed to have some unwillingness and feared that Shen Miao was entangled with one of the prince in the palace, and if there was any trouble, she wanted to help Shen Miao out of it. However, it was not ideal to rush up and cause a misunderstanding. She was rather far apart and could not hear clearly what both of them were talking about. Afterwards she saw that Shen Miao seemed to be almost crying and became anxious and walked up and heard Shen Miao saying, "Zi Jingxing, don't be too much." Princess Rongzin cried out involuntarily, but upon seeing the tall figure turning around was an unfamiliar young man, wearing a silver mask that covered half his face, smiling gently at him and nodded his head. Princess Rongxing quickly stepped forward, and it was only then she saw that this male was Prince Ruai. When the Prince Ruai from Great Liang first came to Mingqi, Princess Rongzin saw him before, but she did not care about matters of the court and did not deliberately inquire about him. Now at this moment, when she saw that this person was Prince Ruai, she could not describe the feelings she had. However, Shen Miao's Zi Jingxing was indeed Zi Jingxing. She did not hear it incorrectly. Princess Rongzin looked at Shen Miao questioningly. "Young lady Shen, just now you called His Highness Prince Ruai as Zi Jingxing?" Shen Miao was not in time to speak when Prince Ruai spoke out first. "This prince name is Zi Yuan and one's small name is Jingxing." Just now young lady Shen called this prince small name. Shen Miao sighed in relief in her heart as she thought that Zi Jingxing reaction was very fast and he could always find a reason to turn it around. Upon seeing Princess Rongzin's strange look, she then reacted to it and cursed Zi Jingxing in her heart viciously. Other than family, only one's whiff of lover would call another person's small name. Who knew what kind of feeling would there be for Princess Rongzin when she called Zi Jingxing's little name? Zi Jingxing did it deliberately. Princess Rongzin swept a glance between Prince Ruai and Shen Miao before her gaze finally settled on Prince Ruai. There were some similarities, just like this purple attire, only that youth who ride through the red light district on horseback would be able to have that air of nobility when wearing such purple robes. However, there were also differences. That was unfamiliarity, some coldness and the air of savageness and decisiveness that was different from the youth in her memory. Zi Jingxing was long death and he died on the battlefield under tens of thousands of northern Jiang's horses and thousands of arrows piercing through one's heart. In a moment, there was a piercing pain in one's heart, making Princess Rongzin clutch her heart and bend down. She was unable to feel relived no matter how many times she thought of Zi Jingxing's death. After Princess Yu Qing's death, she had taken Zi Jingxing as her son, and to lose a son at one's middle age and for a white-hair person sending off a black-hair person, her grief was no less than Ziding. Shen Miao quickly went up to support her while that purple-clad youth stood with his hands down and swept his eyes towards her without moving his body. A trace of bitter smile could not help but appear on Princess Rongzin's lips. Yes, how could Prince Ruai be Zi Jingxing? If he was Zi Jingxing, how could he be this cold and look at her like a stranger when she was struggling like this? If Zi Jingxing was still alive, how could he bear to see her in such pain? Princess Rongzin waved her hands. "Why are you here?" Shen Miao replied. "Her ladyship, the Empress, request me to enter the palace." Princess Rongzin frowned and then looked at Zi Jingxing before asking, "Why is Prince Ruai here?" Shen Miao glanced at Zi Jingxing before speaking. "When I was heading out from the palace, the young eunuch that was leading the way had a matter to attend to in the middle. After waiting for a long time, One left but later realized that one was lost. One happened to encounter His Highness Prince Ruai and requested His Highness Prince Ruai to point the right direction. These words were almost a blatant lie. Just now Princess Rongzin clearly saw that Prince Ruai pulled Shen Miao over here. Moreover, Shen Miao also called Prince Ruai's little name. Thus the relationship between the two was not normal. Princess Rongzin was unfathomably somewhat angry. At the beginning, Xi Jingxing brought Shen Miao to the princess residence, and Princess Rongzin had thought that Xi Jingxing treated Shen Miao special. With the many interactions with Shen Miao, she also liked Shen Miao, and Princess Rongzin had the heart to match Shen Miao and Xi Jingxing. However, Xi Jingxing died afterwards, else this marriage would have been settled. Today Shen Miao was in a very close relationship with another male, and that male's little name was also Jingxing. Princess Rongxing's heart was feeling uncomfortable, as it was like one's thing was overtaken by others. She knew that it was not possible for Shen Miao not to marry for her entire life, but Prince Ruai was after all not from Mingzai, and Princess Rongzin had lived for a lifetime and could see people clearly. This Prince Ruai's actions were bizarre, and there was an air of danger around him. He was not a simple man, so if Shen Miao was related to this male, one feared that it would be too complicated. Like this, Ben Gong will thank Your Highness Prince Ruai on young lady Shen's behalf. Princess Rongzin said that, but she was doing her best to distinguish Shen Miao's and Prince Ruai's relationship clearly. Prince Ruai nodded his head. Since the eunuch who lead the way had disappeared and Ben Gong has many palace maids, so Ben Gong will let them bring her out. Prince Ruai would not need to worry about it. Princess Rongzin then said. This was clearly an attitude of guarding against Prince Ruai. Prince Ruai did not say anything more and faintly responded before leaving first. After Prince Ruai had left, Princess Rongzin then loosened her mouth to ask Shen Miao, "How do you get acquainted with him?" Shen Miao did not expect the sudden encounter of Princess Rongzin and had never thought that Princess Rongzin would hear the conversation between her and Xi Jingxing. She could not help but secretly compliant about Xi Jingxing's secret guards that usually had sharp ears and keen eyes, that even a mouse running past would be seized, but now at such a critical moment they would allow such a thing happen. One did not know if they were blind that they did not even notice Princess Rongzin. She said, coincidentally encountered His Highness Prince Ruai for a few times and got acquainted. Princess Rongzin gave her a profound look. If you are not willing to speak about it, Ben Gong will not force it out of you. It is just that this person is not from Mingqi, and it is likely that there is an intention to place you in a conspiracy. You are an intelligent young lady and knows how to handle some things. Even if one do not think of oneself, one have to think for your father, mother and eldest brother. She was indeed afraid that Shen Miao would be swindled by men. In Shen Miao's heart, she was between laughter and tears, as the misunderstanding had reached to such a point that it could not be resolved. Princess Rongzin stroked her chest and gasped a few breaths. When Shen Miao saw it, she asked, "Is Princess feeling uncomfortable?" "It is a heart illness from the early years." Princess Rongzin shook her head. These few days it had worsened. Shen Miao saw her being upset with the pain. She remembered in the past lifetime that Princess Rongzin also had a heart illness, and the imperial physician mentioned that she should not over-worry herself, else the pain of heart illness would worsen. She said, Princess should look for an imperial physician to take a good look, or inquire for a doctor who specialize in treating heart illnesses. It is upsetting to hurt this much. It is of no harm. Princess Rongzin waved her hands. Ben Gong lived till now and have enjoyed what one can enjoy and experience what one should not experience. Thus there is no lose in this lifetime. Most likely one cannot live any longer, and Ben Gong also don't want to be tormented. Her voice gradually faded. After all, there is nothing much to be worried about. Shen Miao knew that she was thinking about Xi Jingxing again and did not know how to console her, and could only say, if little Marquis see Princess's current condition, he would not be happy. If he really cares about me, this Yi Mu, he would not be so callous and brush his hands and leave for the western region. Princess Rongzin retracted the sorrow she had on her face and patted Shen Miao's hands before saying, Ben Gong had heard about Imperial older brother's intention to bestow a marriage to you. Ben Gong entered the palace today is to talk to Imperial older brother about the matter. Shen Miao, you are also not willing to marry to the crown prince, right? Shen Miao did not expect that Princess Rongzin would actually speak out for her, and for a moment of time she was somewhat choked. In the previous lifetime, she had spared no effort to curry favor Princess Rongzin and only gained Princess Rongzin's scorn and despise. In this lifetime, because of Xi Jingxing's relations, Princess Rongzin's perspective had changed, that she would even be willing to fight for her to change Emperor Wen Hua's decision. Shen Miao said, I am not willing to marry into the Eastern Palace, but Princess need not need to be in a difficult situation. The matters of the world will go accordingly to the will of heavens, and nature will take its course. The heavens would make arrangements accordingly. Princess Rongzin instead smiled. You actually could look through the matter, she said. The time is no longer early. I will not continue talking with you and head towards there. I will let the palace maid send you out. Shen Miao was sent out of the palace by Princess Rongzin's palace maids, and Jings and Guyu, who were waiting outside, quickly went forward. The first thing they did was to look up and down all over Shen Miao to ensure that Shen Miao was safe and sound before saying, scare this servant to death. One had thought that something happened after waiting for so long. If young lady do not come out any longer, these servants plan to think of some ways to enter and search. Shen Miao laughed. It is not a chasm for dragons to hide or a tiger's lair. How scary can it be? But her heart was secretly thinking about the two assassins that appeared mysteriously. She did not they belong to who that even dared to kill her in the palace. However, when one look into it, if she died, harm would only be brought onto the crown prince. The other party was not willing to see the crown prince be the only one getting bigger, and if it did not go wrong, they were either Prince Zhu's or Prince Li's people. It was not possible to be Fu Ziyu as Shen Wan and the crown prince of Jin country matter was just over for not too long, thus Fu Ziyu would not take the initiative to head towards where the wind and waves were the fiercest. With his ability to endure, he would lurk around for a period of time. Thinking about it, she could not help but sneer in her heart. In short, there was not a single good thing in the Fu family. The Shen family was destined to be on the opposite sides with the Fu family. It was either you die or I would be destroyed, and since the other parties was so vicious, then she would not be merciless with her methods. Mo King stepped forward to lead Shen Miao up the horse carriage and set off for the Shen mansion. There was a bustling road where people come and go at the palace gates, and in a crowded restaurant, there was a person at the corner who was monitoring Mo King and entourage's movements. When that person saw Shen Miao coming out from the palace gates safely, there was a flash of surprise in one's eyes before he took the sword from the table and quietly left. When Shen Miao returned to the Shen mansion, naturally Shen Kaiyu and the rest gathered to question Shen Miao. What did the Empress spoke to her in the palace? Shen Miao skipped the events with Xi Jingxing and only spoke about the conversation with the Empress. The Shen family once again worries as the imperial family side threatened Shen Miao and feared each day shortening, and they must think of a solution as soon as possible. Lu Zuyan again thought about the few people who came over to the residence to propose marriage and wanted to ask for Shen Miao's opinion. If among these few people, Shen Miao did feel a little better with either one of them, then they can settle that first. In any ways, Xin Xin had inquired about them, and even though they were not perfect, there were no problems in terms of their conduct. However, Shen Miao had encountered the whole thing with Xi Jingxing today and her mind was in chaos, thus how would she still be in the mood to talk about these stuff? When Lu Zuyan mentioned it, she displayed a rare displeased look. When Xin Xin and the few of them saw it, they all looked at one another and thought that Shen Miao was disturbed by the Empress's words when she was in the palace and did not continue their words. Shen Miao was then able to return to the room to rest early, and the rest scattered. When Shen Miao returned to the room, the skies were already dark and Guyu helped her to light the oil lamps. Jing saw that Shen Miao's mood was not good, thus she dared not stay in the room and disturb her. She pulled Guyu out and closed the doors. leaving Shen Miao alone. She was somewhat irritated as she brushed her hair, and a nameless anger started to form in her chest that did not seem to go away. Thinking about Xi Jingxing's interrogation in the palace today, she could not help but be more annoyed and feel grievance. What did her personal affairs got to do with Xi Jingxing? Could it be that Xi Jingxing wanted to intervene with her life? However, matters had come to such a point that with the involvement of different parties and with an additional Xi Jingxing, she was unable to control independently. Thinking of what Pei Lang said, Shen Miao could not help but smile. However, the smile was somewhat miserable. Which female did not want a male to love one another and live till old age? It was just that in her past life she was used to seeing the rise and fall in the world, and at the end the so-called admiration between her and Fu Ziyu was nothing but her own wishful thinking. She also had not experienced the feeling of having mutual love of a couple. However, she understood that once something happened, one's thoughts were not of oneself. She was not willing to be like the last lifetime, foolishly give one's lifetime happiness to others. Currently it was good. From the beginning she had controlled her heart, thus it was much easier than retrieving one's heart that was already given away. It was just that she did not feel very comfortable at the bottom of her heart. She sat under the lamp for a while, but she was not thinking about anything. After a while, she blew out the light and climbed onto the bed to sleep. The wind and snow in the residence of Prince Ruai was exceptionally big. One entire type of guards were trembling as they stood in the wind, and even the somewhat strong white tiger was thrown outside the bed chambers as punishment. Today everyone was not pleasing to Prince Ruai's eyes, and everyone in the residence of Prince Ruai was punished. Even Ji Yushu and Jie Aoyang were locked in the tower prison to face the wall. What kind of place the tower prison was? The people who were locked up were the most evil, and when dealing with these evil people, torture was necessary. As the cruelest place of the Moyu army, there were so many kinds of torture there that if there was no 81 types, there would be at least 49 types. Many men with unswerving determination would guard the tower prison and wail like ghosts and howl like wolves. After a few days, the first time Tai Yi went in, he was bedridden for a long time and vomited whatever he ate for an entire month. Ji Yushu and Jie Aoyang looked like attractive and tender young masters that the guards in the residence of Prince Ruai were secretly pitying them as they entered the tower prison. Yi Ying quietly tapped Nanqi's arm and asked, "What is with master, who had made him angry?" Nanqi made a hush sound and see that there was no moments in the room before whispering, "Gentleman Jiao and young Master Ji did not report that the palace wanted to bestow marriage upon 5th Shan young lady, thus Master got angry." Yi Ying covered her mouth and her eyes widened. Gentleman Jiao and young Master Ji are truly daring to even hide 5th Shan young lady's matter. No wonder they are being locked in the tower prison. After finished speaking, she then looked at the white tiger that was trembling in the cold wind and said in pity, "So pitiful. On normal days, it would eat, drink and live well." One had thought that it was different from us, but did not expect that matters erupt. Everyone are all punching bags. Huo Long flipped her long hair and sighed, "It is the beauty that caused the fury." In the room, Xi Jingxing passed the letter that was written to Tai Yi, and after Tai Yi took a glance at it, he hesitated. "Master, if His Majesty know that there is changes to the plan at this end." Xi Jingxing looked at him and Tai Yi immediately shut up. It was not a good idea to object to Master's decision now when Master was not in a good mood. Xi Jingxing put the other letter inside the letter and said, "What is going on at Pei Lang's side? Go and inquire." After a pause, he then said, "And also Feng Zixian and Su Mingfeng." His brows slightly wrinkled and suddenly thought about something. "How about the matter about the medicine herbs?" Tai Yi quickly said, "One had already sent people to search, and upon finding it, it would be sent to the medical hall." Princess Rongzhen's heart illness had frequently occurred in the past, and in the medication there was one herbs that was in scarcity as it would only be available during spring. All the available herb in Ding capital's medical halls would be bought by the princess residence, and these days there were no new shipment for Princess Rongzhen. Thus she could only endure. Xi Jingxing instructed people to purchase it from outside with great value before smoothly selling it to the medical hall as quickly as possible. Zi Jingxing pursed his lips. After thinking for a moment, he suddenly stood up and put on his coat before heading out. Tai Yu was slightly startled. Master still want to go out? Have not yet finished calculating the accounts. Zi Jingxing snorted coldly before walking away with a brush of his sleeves. The outside of the Shen mansion was already quiet and Shen Miao's room was a cloak of darkness. It was obvious that one had slept for some time. When Zi Jingxing reached, Kong Yang was sleeping on a tree, and when he saw him walking over, he almost fell off the tree in shock. He quickly got down and stood at attention to greet Zi Jingxing. Zi Jingxing took a glance at the window and Kong Yang quickly said, "Young madam has already gone to rest." When Zi Jingxing walked to the front of the window, he saw that there was a jade-like ring and there was a pendant placed at the window still. Zi Jingxing looked at Kong Yang with questioningly gaze and Kong Yang said, "After young madam went to rest, Lu Ling secretly placed the safety pendant on the window still. Young madam have yet to discover it." When Zi Jingxing heard it, his gaze moved slightly and he used his sharp dagger to pick up that safety pendant and threw it at Kong Yang. "Keep it well." Kong Yang was startled and heard Zi Jingxing continued speaking. "The pet at home is missing a pendant." Kong Yang was speechless. At the time of Kong Yang's speechlessness, Zi Jingxing had already lightly and quickly opened the window to enter. On the bed, Shen Miao was sleeping soundly. Zi Jingxing walked to the side of the bed and crossed his arms for a while before raising his eyebrows. "To sleep this sounding, it seemed that one did not take my words to heart. Really have such nerves." The young female did not have the usual dignified and calm look when sleeping, and without all the different things to conceal her appearance, her original appearance was shown. Under the moonlight, her eyes were delicate, making one remember that she was just a 16-year-old young female, and one could not ignore that because of her situation and the means that she had shown to be capable of. Thinking of how Shen Miao was enduring her tears when he was holding her chin, Zi Jingxing was a little guilty in his heart. He reached out to move the messy hair on Shen Miao's forehead to the back of her ears but saw that young lady's eyelashes trembled. Zi Jingxing's hands paused and his gaze went down and saw that the body that was wrapped in the quilt was slightly trembling. She actually was fake sleeping. Zi Jingxing raised his brows and simply sat closer a little before placing both hands at either side of Shen Miao's and leaned forward and whispered in a magnetic voice, "After helping so many times, why not repay me once by devoting one's life?" He stared at Shen Miao's eyes and slowly leaned over. Shen Miao's body was so stiff and that breathing sound seemed to be just beside one's lips, with the feeling of oppression coming from the top was nearing her. She ferociously pushed Zi Jingxing and sat up before speaking in anger. "What do you want to do?" Her voice was however somewhat frenetic. Zi Jingxing pressed her back down to the bed. Shen Miao struggled in unease and Zi Jingxing had to subdue her a few times before laughing out. "What do you think I will do to you?" Then he gave her a critical look. "In your dreams." Shen Miao was so angry that she wanted to call Mo King over to beat Zi Jingxing up. Because she only wore the middle clothes when she sleep at night, after struggling with Zi Jingxing just now, her middle clothes opened up, revealing a snowy white shoulder. Seemingly one could see the plum blossoms on the tutu, aka olden undergarments. Zi Jingxing was slightly stunned when he saw it, and Shen Miao discovered where he was looking and became so upset. Just as she was about to scold, she saw Zi Jingxing showing over the quilt and covering her up. Shen Miao revealed her head from the quilt and said angrily, "You are sick." Zi Jingxing ignored her and quickly wrapped her tightly in the quilt like a silkworm cocoon before pressing her onto the bed. Shen Miao could not move at all and Zi Jingxing looked at her as he supported his head with a head. Shen Miao finally got frustrated with struggling and asked, "What are you here for?" "Shen Miao, behave yourself a little." Zi Jingxing frowned. "With this prince here, who would dare to force you to marry?" Shen Miao was so angry. She started laughing. "You will not stay in Mingqi for thousands of years and there will be a day that I will need to marry. You can protect me today but not tomorrow. Even if you protect me tomorrow, there will be a day where you will not be able to protect." "If one can protect?" Zi Jingxing asked. Shen Miao was startled and did not speak. Zi Jingxing spoke. You do not care about marrying others or just want to marry? What does it got to do with you? You ask too much." Shin Miao had taken Zi Jingxing's rudeness during the day to heart and did not plan to talk to him nicely, but upon thinking about it, how was she like a person who was an empress? She instead looked like those embarrassed young females on the streets. Thinking of how she was pestered by this person in front now, Shen Miao was very dissatisfied with herself. Her temperamental appearance was seen by Zi Jingxing and he was unable to make head or tail of it. He flipped over and pressed Shen Miao down and propped Shen Miao's head before asking lowly, "Who do you want to marry? Lu Ling, Su Mingfeng, Feng Zixian or Pei Lang?" He was getting closer and that handsome facial features were magnified in front of Shen Miao and one could smell the fragrance of the bamboo scent on the other party. His eyes were exceptionally pretty but currently also had some overbearing manner, as if it could force out one true thought. When being looked at by this pair of eyes, it seemed that all of one's secret thoughts had nowhere to hide. Shen Miao's heart suddenly felt panicked. This distance was just too close. It was so close that she could hear the thumping of the heart, just like the sound of drums, but she could not differentiate if it was hers or Zi Jingxing's. Not wanting to lose control of her feelings and do expected things, Shen Miao suddenly shrank back. Her back was against the beam of the bed and Zi Jingxing reached out to protect so that she would not hit her head. "This has nothing to do with you," Shen Miao quickly said. "We only have the relations of allies and allies are of mutual cooperation. Prince Ruai still wants to control my lifelong matter, not to say marriage, even in the future when one give birth, separate, disposed. All of that does not have half a relation with you." Zi Jingxing was originally rather angry upon listening to the first half of the sentence but upon hearing the latter half, he was between laughter and tears. "What nonsense! You really want to be a disposed empress?" He had already heard her mention about disposed empress for an unknown times. Zi Jingxing did not understand how Shen Miao not be confident with herself that she must imagine such a miserable ending for herself. She did not seem to be a person of low self-esteem. Shen Miao was so mad that she was speaking incoherently. "It has nothing to do with you. We are only allies. On what basis do you manage my affairs?" Zi Jingxing stared at her as the anger that she provoked slowly raised up. He was also a proud person and to be repeatedly dismissed like this, one could not mention how uncomfortable his heart would feel. He asked, "Allies?" Shen Miao nodded her head. "Allies cannot manage your affairs?" Shen Miao continued to nod her head. Zi Jingxing said balmily, "Good." He quickly leaned over and gave Shen Miao's lips a peck. Shen Miao was momentarily stunned and saw that purple-clad youth using an extremely harsh tone. "Now we are no longer allies." "You." Shen Miao could not speak as there seemed to be a gentle feeling that remained on her lips. He laughed frivolously. "Now one can manage your affairs." Finishing, he then got up from the bed and looked at Shen Miao condescending manner and threatened, "Remember, in the future marriage, giving birth, separate, disposed, all these would require this prince's agreement." After finishing, he looked coldly at the window still and disappeared. Outside the room, Kong Yang was forced to listen to everything from the tree till his face and ears turned scarlet but he dared not depart without orders. When Zi Jingxing came out, Kong Yang greeted him and Zi Jingxing said, "In the future when someone gift things, just throw it away." He took the safety pendant that Kong Yang gave him and walked away with annoyance on his face.